Hello, welcome back. Today we've got a tooth number 15 that had an existing large restoration. The patient was getting food stuck between her teeth, and there was recurrent decay or a cavity formed underneath that old filling. So it was large to begin with. Instead of replacing it with a new filling, we opted to restore with the crown. So here's our pre-op. You can see what that large filling used to look like. We can see even that part of that marginal ridge was broken, attributing to her getting some food trapped there. So we'll start to trim our models. Oh, somebody's tapping. Hey, you ready for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on in, be on the stream. All right, fair enough. I'll be like 8 minutes.
8 minutes?
Yeah, about 8 minutes. Yeah. All right, so here's our crown prep. This was a tough crown prep because it was all the way in the back of her mouth. We had a really deep margin on the mesial and the distal, but I feel good about it. So A3 MTL, please, Ms. Kinsley. Getting our patient lined up on an articulator. Looks good. Taking this blue dot, putting it right in the middle of that tooth. Good enough. Drawing our margin now. So, anytime you've got a really, really deep margin, especially in the back of somebody's mouth, it can be hard to get to. But with patience and lots of repetitions, it is very possible to have a really nice clean margin all the way down under the gum line, even in the back of someone's mouth, right next to their throat. So this is the distal of number 15. Look how far down we are. And we've still got that nice, crisp, clean margin. So this will seal nicely, and she should have a better tooth when I'm in. So. This margin better right here. Okay. Sometimes I'll flip the model over and I'll look at it from this perspective just to make sure I've got that margin drawn well. Now, just a here. Touch up. So in my opinion, dentists who do crowns should also do lab designs, because if you prep the tooth, then you know where the margin is, and no one else is going to know it better than you. So that's why I like to do all of my own lab work. Not that the lab technicians can't do it, but it's generally easier if you're the one who prepped the tooth. All right, path of insertion. Get this lined up. A little bit undercut on the front and the back, but that's okay. That will all fill in with cement. Moving forward to spacer, we like that 120 microns for bonding. Positioning tab. Usually I don't use this unless I just hate my proposal. So we'll jump into the proposal with edit element. If we don't like it, we'll come back to positioning. We may help the software out some, but generally it does a good job. There it is. Occlusion definitely needs some work. That's what I'm here for. Check my minimal thickness. Yeah. So FOCC is the acronym that we use to adjust our crown. F is fissure height. We are more than adequate. O is occlusion. That needs some work. I also like to have that pre-op scan handy as a biocopy folder so that I can see what her tooth did look like. So we can see she's used to much more lingual cusp than our proposal has. So we'll put on that posing, and we'll bring this up so that she's got a good little bite there. Go. Hey, what's up?
You recording?
We are. Yep. What's going on?
Oh, nothing.
We're fixing a number 15. Deciding how much lingual cusp I want to give her. Sometimes when I'm designing, I'll look at a cusp and I'll think, I don't know if I really want to give her that much of a cusp on the lingual, but then we can look at our pre-op and say, oh, well, that's not even what she had. Like, you know, what I'm giving her is lives underneath what she did have. So now I feel much better about it. What I will do though is I'll kind of fatten that up some so that it's not so pointy. That looks better. As always, when we're designing a most distal tooth in the arch, we want to make sure our occlusal scheme, our occlusal pattern encourages that tooth to stay forward against that contact. In this case, we've got several points that are pushing that tooth forward. So 1, 2, 3 contacts are helping keep the proximal contact closed. With one of them in the front, maybe encouraging a little bit of distal drift, but 3 is greater than 1, so we'll be fine. I want her to have as much chewing surface as possible, but also want that proximal contact to stay closed. So that all looks fine. Now I would love to give her more marginal ridge here. Let's see if we can bring it up some. Ideally to the height of the neighboring tooth. It's better. Then come back with the smooth tool. I'm just going to gently make that a little more regular. Now I like that marginal ridge much better. As far as contour goes, I'm probably going to bulk it out a little bit there on the lingual. Let's see what she did have. Okay, maybe I'll do both lingual and buccal. So get rid of that. Shape circular tool. I'm just going to make this contact more broad. Yeah, how wide that tooth was before. So we're losing a considerable amount of tooth structure there, but I don't know that I love the idea of fattening this up. That would make it a little more likely to trap food and plaque if she's got this big pregnant belly hanging off of her crown. So I'm going to leave my design a little slimmed down, or more slimmed down than she's used to. All right, now we've got to finish this contact. I am comfortable leaving a little bit of yellow on this proximal contact, but to make this easier to deliver, I'm going to take all of it away. The reason I would be okay leaving yellow is because it is, again, the most distal tooth in the arch. So I don't have to worry about a tooth behind it being too tight on the contact. It's really just that area. But a broad green will be more than sufficient. And then we've got that double turquoise band even larger than that. So that should work well for her. Should keep food out nicely. And now we've got to work on just these little small things here. Little form add tool makes it easy. Just fatten that up around the margin where it needs to be. I can always cut it back on when I'm doing my lab work after we get off stream. Let's smooth that just a touch. Okay. This should work nicely for her. Let's check our articulator. So what happens when our jaw moves left, right, forward, and back? A new tool called Functionally Generated Path, FGP. You can see a couple interferences there. So we'll use this form remove tool. And we're just going to get rid of those. Goodbye. Looks like we're going to lose one of our contacts, but that's okay. We don't want to be bumping into it when we're sliding around on our new crown.
Yes. He's more of a squirrel than I am. Oh my